You're listening to Sun Stories, where your intelligence is always respected. Settle in and enjoy the story. Blurb: the moment I woke up, a red line flashed across my vision. Copycat progress. 80%. At 100%, your rich girl identity will be fully replaced. Storm drain pretending to be the ocean. Gutter pipe acting like a hydroelectric dam. I'm Olivia West, heiress of West Holdings, the only child, the spoiled one. Monthly allowance, $120,000. I book Michelin star dinners like takeout and carry limited edition bags. And yet, someone thinks she can copy me step by step and steal my life. A voice flat and mechanical pulsed in my head. Warning: if the swap succeeds, you inherit her payday loans and get expelled after leaked photos. I froze. Her name is Lena Taylor, my sweet, soft-spoken roommate. Turns out she's been studying me. How I talk, how I walk, how I smile for photos. She even permed her waist-length hair into the same big waves as mine. I posted a picture from a trip abroad. She commented, "That background looks fake." Next day, the same shot background and all appeared on her page. Under it, the usual chorus, Queen energy. How do we be your friend? People whispered that she was a shameless imitator. Lena only laughed, proud of it. Fine, I thought. Watch this. I stood in front of the mirror, fingers in hair I'd cared for 18 years. Snip, no, not snip. Buzz. I shaved my head clean. You'd think it would stop her. You'd be surprised. At first I'd brushed it off as weird admiration. Then she matched my hairstyle exactly. That's when my best friend Lucy Snow snapped. "Lena, are you okay? Copying Liv every day is one thing, now you're literally wearing the same hair? That's gross." Girls in our dorm had told Lena a dozen times, "Be yourself." She shrugged them off, copying me down to the smallest mannerism, like she wanted to dissolve into me molecule by molecule. Right then, while Lucy was still scolding her, the red text blinked again. Copycat progress, 80%. At 100%, the rich, pretty, perfect identity is taken. Main player tactics: take out predatory loans. When they default, debt migrates to the supporting girl. Expulsion via leaked nudes. So this wasn't about imitation. It was eradication. An idea sparked. I squeezed Lucy's shoulder and smiled. "It's fine. I was bored of this hairstyle anyway." Lucy stared like I'd grown a second head. I raised my voice just enough for the whole cafeteria to hear. "She's right, the curls are basic. Anyone can wear them." Heads turned. Side by side, Lena and I looked nearly identical. Same bag silhouette, same posture. People didn't speak, but the looks said it all. Knock off. Lena flushed and shot to her feet. "Don't get cocky. I'll show you soon enough." She stomped off. "Really? You're letting her go that easy?" Lucy grumbled. "She hasn't broken the law," I said. "Besides, frowning ruins your beauty, and I refuse to let that happen." Lucy snorted, but she still warned me to be careful. I nodded, while inside, heat was pooling like lava. I wasn't afraid of Lena copying me. I was afraid she'd stop because I'd already planned what came next. That afternoon, with no classes, I drove to the $8 million townhouse my parents bought near campus. I looked in the mirror one last time and ran the clipper. Bzz. Bald. Then I slipped on a pink buzzcut wig, sharp as neon. Comments exploded the moment I posted. Supporting girl gone rogue. Is she shaving her head to spite the main character? Low-key iconic skull shape though. Oh, this just handed the main girl the progress bar for free. Back at the dorm, Lena went gray when she saw me. "Olivia, why would you change your hair now? And why that ridiculous pink? You're embarrassing the school, go fix it." I smiled. "What I do with my hair is none of your business. Also, show me the rule against pink." She pivoted. "I just mean, pink doesn't suit you." Lucy slid between us. "Everything suits her. Try minding your business." Then, under her breath to me, "Pink stuff to pull off, especially with the kind of bargain dye she'd use." I held in a laugh. The comment bar in my head, whatever system had latched onto me, was cackling too. It also tossed me a tidbit. Lena had blown through most of her loan money. Her balance hovered near zero. The next day, while I browsed wigs at home, Lucy texted 2 photos and a line that made me snort tea. Liv, I'm crying. Your copycat dyed her hair pink. She looks like a plastic flamingo. Turns out Lena had spent $4.5 on discount dye and borrowed a flat iron. After hours of battling in a dorm bathroom, she'd achieved about 70% of my look if my look were an off-brand candy wrapper. I set the phone down, plucked a black, big wave wig from a stand, and smoothed it on. Let's see how she likes this. When I walked into the dorm with glossy black waves, Lena was preening at the mirror, tugging at her fried pink ends already fading yellow. She caught my reflection and froze. You changed it again? I flicked a curl. You were right. Pink is loud. Black suits me better. Her hands shook. Lucy leaned on the doorframe. No jokes today? Cat got your tongue? That night at dinner, Lucy poked at her broccoli. Bet she dyes it black tomorrow. $50. I opened my mouth to answer when the floating comments thickened like a storm. Alert. Copycat is voice spoofing you to your mom. Pitch. I'm short on cash. Please send more. Also, Lena's been so good to me. Family bond acceleration tactic. My spoon paused midair. Lena was calling my mother with a fake version of my voice? My mom is generous and tender-hearted. If she believed it. My phone buzzed. Mom. Sweetheart. I just sent you $150,000. Don't pinch pennies. Also, that lovely Lena in your dorm, she's been so kind. I transferred $12,000 to her as a thank you. Cute. Couldn't beat me here. So she ran to the family ATM. Changed the look? Lucy's eyes lit up. Go full Hanfu? You'd slay. I put my phone down. I'll change something she can't copy. The comments cheered like a crowd before the encore. A week later was my birthday. I booked out a hotel ballroom and invited the whole class. Lena lasted 5 minutes before storming off, jaw grinding. Lucy cackled. She really thinks matching your clothes equals becoming you, predictably. She fired back. Friday evening, a message pinged our group chat with a club pin attached. I've been making big tips lately. Tonight, karaoke and bottle service on me. 7:00 p.m. come through. The chat erupted. Someone tagged me. Olivia coming? Lena added. Liv, you'll come, right? I still owe you that toast. I was sheet masking when the system fed me updates. The club runs $700 per head minimum. She just burned Olivia's mom's $12K and is applying for a fresh $15,000 high-interest loan to fake old money modesty. Lucy peered over my shoulder. Where is she finding that kind of money? Robbing a bank? I chose a warm orange-red lipstick and smiled at my reflection. Maybe she won the lottery. At 7 sharp, Lucy and I rolled up. The VIP room was packed. Lena wore a new dress, same cut as mine from last month. She'd rehearsed my smile. Don't be shy, order anything, she shouted, then turned the volume up another notch when she saw me. Liv, I reserved a special seat for you. Lucy muttered, counterfeit. Lena brought over 2 flutes of champagne. About the past, I was wrong. You're bigger than that. Forgive me? I clinked. Water under the bridge. Her phone buzzed. The system fed me the pop-up she was reading. Loan approved. $15,000. Lena's posture loosened. Her voice went syrupy. Get fruit platters, snacks, and your most expensive liquor. Don't hold back. A few guys whooped as a server rolled in a cart stacked with imported bottles priced like used cars. By midnight, people were drunk happy. Lena grabbed a mic and tried to pull me up to duet, angling for a side-by-side beauty contest with the room as judge. I was about to decline when her phone rang again. She glanced at the screen and blanched, killed the call too late. The door swung open. 3 men in suits stepped in, faces calm in that way that says not here to party. Miss Taylor, the lead said, holding a printout, you owe $18,200 including late fees. Time to pay. Wrong girl. She tried, but they had her ID photo from onboarding. They pointed at the empty bottles. Seems you can spend. You can pay. Humiliation stiffened her spine. Fine, give me the account. She wired the fresh loan straight back out while the room watched. The suits left with a parting shot. We move fast. If you ever need more, you know where to find us. The bravado returned to her face like rouge. Misunderstanding. Keep ordering, tonight's on me. If the system hadn't shown me her ledger, I might have believed the act. She'd just dumped $18,000 to kill a fire and had $7,000 left. Tonight would run at least $35,000. Eventually, she slipped out to the restroom, gripping her phone. The room went nervous. No one wanted to be stuck with the check. I set my glass down. Relax. If she runs, I'll pay. Lucy squeezed my arm, loud enough for the room to hear. Of course you will. That's my best friend. In the hallway, Lena was begging the manager to let her work off the debt. He politely prepared to call the cops. She turned to me, "Dude, Olivia, could you loan me something? I'll pay you back." If I hadn't known the stakes, I might have caved. Not tonight. Lucy arrived, scowling. I thought of how I'd saved her from drowning as kids, how fiercely she'd guarded me ever since. If Lena replaced me, would she take Lucy too? I faced the manager. "How much?" $37,300, he said. "We'll comp the change. Call it $37,000. Lena grabbed my sleeve. "I was wrong before. Please." I peeled her fingers off. 37 grand is nothing to me. But I don't lend to people who can't repay. Your parents are hourly workers. Where's the collateral? She went sheet white. Lucy didn't sugarcoat. You don't want a loan. You want a free ride so you can peacock with Olivia's money. The comment bar in my head whooped. It also confirmed a crucial hint. Her mission runs on a timer. No wonder the rush. "Here's my offer," I told Lena. "I'll pay the bill if you go inside and tell everyone the truth. Tonight's not your treat." I covered it. Horror cracked her face. "If I say that, how do I ever show my face again?" "Jail food is worse," Lucy said sweetly. "For $37,000, you're looking at time." Lena hesitated, then nodded. "Fine, but you swear." $37,000 is pocket change," I said, and saw the hate spark in her eyes. We headed for the door. Before I could push it open, Lena of all things dropped to her knees in front of me. "Olivia West, I'm sorry. Please." A shoulder slammed me sideways. I hit the wall hard. "You okay?" Lucy asked, ready to fight. The guy who jostled me ignored her and hauled Lena up tenderly. "Did they bully you?" he asked, glaring at us. "Trent Cooper, the boy I'd been promised to since childhood." "Figures." The comments exploded. Male lead cited. He and the copycat connected through her system. He covers her tracks even after she... Well, he knows she isn't the heiress and still chooses her. Calls that true love or insecurity. He can't stand the real heiress, so he picks the girl who worships him. I'd spent years wondering why Trent despised me, why he changed colleges just to avoid me, why he treated my family's kindness like poison. Now I saw it. Small pride in a big mirror. My father treated him like a son. My mother never let him feel like a guest. He mistook it all for shame. "Olivia, you're exactly what I thought," he said coolly. "A bully." Lucy bristled. "Get your eyes checked. Don't slander my best friend because a green tea act made your brain melt. She's your fiancée, remember?" He barked a laugh. "A joke our elders made when we were kids. I'd marry a pig before I'd marry her." Lucy lunged. I stopped her with a touch. I looked at Lena. "You still owe everyone an explanation." I don't," she faltered. I took pity briefly. "You invited the class to a VIP night you couldn't afford. When it came time to pay, you tried to bolt." I offered a way out. Voices rose behind the half-open door. Students drifted into the hall, faces hungry for truth. "Knew she couldn't pay," someone muttered. "She wanted Olivia to foot it." Lena's eyes filled, and she gave a masterclass in pitiful. "I only wanted to be friends. I didn't know the prices here. I'm not like Olivia who can rent out hotels for birthdays." Trent puffed up. "Olivia, you disgust me. Money can't buy a heart. If you won't help, I will." He slapped a black card into the manager's hand like a sword. Lena all but purred. "Trent, don't be mad. You don't have to." He looked at her like she'd hung the moon. "As long as I'm here, no one will hurt you." The comments were howling. "He's using the West family's project funds to play hero. He thinks he's saving Cinderella while handing the villain the knife." I shrugged at the manager. "Since you have a generous payer, I'll sit this one out." Trent's chin shot up. Lena smirked like she'd won the Super Bowl. They walked back in hand. People snapped photos. Some girls sighed that Trent was ideal boyfriend material. I almost choked on strawberry cake. Ideal? He was a moth flinging himself into a bonfire, dragging his family along. Lucy seethed. I whispered, "Not yet. The good part's later." I tapped my phone. The recorder app glowed. The hallway had given me a tidy little audio file of Trent and Lena trashing me. By the end of the night, Trent had bought Lena a limited edition bag, same model as one I'd carried last month. The comments kept a running tally like sportscasters. I checked my texts. My parents had already approved dissolving the engagement. "Handle it as you see fit," Dad wrote. "Clean. Fast." Lucy fist pumped. "Let's see how long he struts without West money." The system blinked. Copycat progress 95%. Almost there. Not enough to make her admit it, I said quietly. I want her to learn the difference between real and pretend, and to understand West money is not charity. The 70th anniversary gala of our university arrived. Lena showed up in a couture gown mirroring mine. Rumors said I'd be delivering the student address. She arrived early, hovering at check-in with a demure smile, soaking up compliments. Comments cascaded. She slipped into VIP on Trent's arm and stole Liv's speech draft. She also borrowed $75,000 more at insane interest rates for jewelry, going all in to finish the swap tonight. Lucy stared daggers across the lobby. I patted her hand. "Breathe. Even a perfect fake is still a fake." Spotlight swept the hall. The MC announced, "Please welcome our student representative, Olivia West." Lena stood first, heels clicking, and took the stage. "Good evening. I'm Olivia." Silence fell like glass. Trent smiled proudly from the first row, basking in reflected light. Lena lifted her phone for her speech and went pale. Her notes had turned into screenshots of loan apps and payment threats. She looked up, and I let her see my smile. I stepped onto the stage and took the mic from her shaking hand. "Nerves," I told the crowd gently. "Let me handle it." Behind me, the giant screen flickered to life, not with my slides, but with Lena's trail, maxed out credit, DM threads with counterfeit sellers, the ID photo she'd used to open loans, and the messages collection agents had sent. The final blow was a short video, Trent rerouting West project funds to Lena, overlaid with their texts. "Once I take West Holdings, you can have any luxury you want." The room erupted. Trent lurched to his feet. "Olivia, are you insane?" Lena folded to the floor like a puppet with its strings cut. "It's over," she whispered. The system roared. Copycat reset to 0%. Mission failed due to fraud and debt. Meanwhile, West Holdings pulled every corp investment and turned certain tax irregularities over to the proper authorities. I faced the crowd calm. "You may have heard rumors about a classmate copying me. I didn't expect she'd be bold enough to impersonate me at a milestone event. But a counterfeit, no matter how polished, is never the real thing." I let my gaze land on Trent. "Some people confuse costume jewelry for pearls. I hope they won't regret it." His phone rang and rang. He didn't dare answer. A scandal at the university's biggest night, better than any scheduled performance. When the gala ended, collectors cornered Lena backstage. She reached for Trent. He recoiled like she'd burned him. His parents arrived to a hailstorm of calls and news alerts, slapped him literally, and demanded he apologize. I cut in. "No need. Forced apologies don't sweeten bitter fruit. And the West family isn't a charity. That tab is closed." Their faces drained. They knew Corp couldn't be saved. As they dragged Trent away, he shot me a look full of resentment. "Idiot." At the end of the hallway, the diamonds on Lena's gown scattered one by one to the floor, like her delusions breaking apart. Lucy whooped. "You crushed them." My phone pinged. "Mom, proud of you. We held the Coopers too long. Time to be done." After that night, the red text, the bar, the commentary thinned, then vanished. I heard something crack, soft as a thread snapping. Maybe it was a leash I didn't know I'd been wearing. Lena's dorm room emptied. Only debt notices remained, stacked like a deck of bad cards. I tossed them into the trash on the way out. Lucy and I grabbed hot soy milk and dough sticks from the campus caf. "Where to now?" she asked around a bite. "Library," I said, warming my hands on the cup. "I still haven't finished that history of finance." "Girl," she groaned, "have mercy." "Miss Snow," I told her, mock formal, "we're inheriting an empire. You want another Trent running the books?" 30 minutes later, In the quiet stacks, Lucy lay face down, whispering, "Help. I'm academically deceased." 3 years passed. I interned at West Holdings. Lucy shadowed me and somehow ended up as my special assistant. Word was that Lena still did odd jobs back home to service interest. After Corp imploded, the Coopers disappeared. Sunlight stretched across my desk, catching the fresh ink on a contract. Crisp strokes, clean decisions. The past felt like a dream I'd woken from, then written down for safekeeping. Lucy set a bubble tea beside me. Thinking about them? I looked out the window. No, thinking about how no one can actually replace anyone. Being yourself is the only thing that's rare. Thanks for spending your time with today's story. I genuinely appreciate your comments and thoughts. Drop them below. And if you enjoyed this, like, share, and subscribe to support the channel.